Bank Uganda Limited is proud to sponsor this year's edition of the UK East Africa Business Summit. Come and meet our leading experts and business analysts as you explore the right financial solutions for your global ambitions. Join us on the 6th of September 2024 from 9 a.m. at the Mayfair Hotel on Stratton Street in London as we accelerate global growth through partnerships. Register for the UK East Africa Business Summit today on www.ukafricasummit.uk. The UK East Africa Summit is proudly brought to you in collaboration with Equity Bank Uganda Limited. Equity Bank Uganda Limited, your listening caring partner. Equity Bank Uganda Limited is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Abalabi abalungi abaku Zubair Tv tubandiza nnyo nate ku program yaffe on the spot n'omwanjuzi wamwe Recheal Magoola. That's my name. Thanks for watching the show, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, and thanks for liking our show. Mutwagadde nnyo ate tusiima. Olunaku lwaleero on the spot ndese omuntu wanjawulo mukoleero, mukyala muzadde, mukyala obanjogere kindekeki. She is one of the biggest export of Busoga. She's one person who eyasooka okuyimba ennyimba ezaatutumuka ebusoga ensi yonna ne tumumanya ne tumutegeera abasinga tukuze tumumanyi. Basically she is a great person. She is a legend. Mwena mugenda mwewunya naye saagala nnyo mwogerera. Njagala mumulabe mumuwulirize. Leero tugenda kumanya ono omuntu yaani. Abasinga mbadde mumulaba ayimbye ennyimba nnyingi nnyo ezimu ezivuddeyo ze tumanyi, ezimu ze tutamanyi z'atanaba kufulumya, ajja kuba bituwulira mu maaso awo. Tukwaniriza nnyo Honorable.
Zena ansangaire okubabona.
Abasinze webale kwerekereza kadde Honorable. Webale kutuwa time yo in your busy schedule. Osazeewo n'otuwa kadde.
Naye mbasiimye okujja okunkyalirako. Tunyumyemu.
Yes.
Kubanga byoyogedde muna abantu bangi oluusi tebamanyi omuntu byaba akoze in life. So I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you too. Twaisaba weyanjulireko ku balabi baffe abo ku Zubair TV.
Bana ababoni ba Zubair TV ninze Recheal Magoola abasinga mundeta Obangaina omwala omuzaali ow'ebusoga mwala wa Beatrice Magoola azira bamuzaale n'omugenzi Nicholas Magoola era nga tusibuka igombe baba alamba erikang'enema yetwamuziika ayinga bwe mwidde obulungi nkulire nimwe ebusoga ebugweri eigombe ebukabega ninze omwembi wayima omusoga gwe muwagiire mwamutuusa ku buwanguzi okumanika Uganda yona beebaza obuwagizi obwo ate abagweri mwampa akanagansi mwampa entebe ey'omukiise omukyala asookera irala omubwati district y'ebugweri bana bagweri mbenda ino mbebaza okumpa obwami nkulembeire buti emyaka giri 2.5 era nsiima emirimu gye tusobola okukolera awalala amasimu ge munkubira nga waliwo ebizibu obage mukubanga muli kumpabula nsiima obuzaali bwe mundaze kuba nimwe ba maama.
Wow, that's a very beautiful introduction as the Honorable of Bugweri District.
Yes.
Amazing. So, Recheal, the public would want to know, because we are doing this for the viewers, your fans, people love you out there. And today we are not going to talk about the Recheal, we want to know the Recheal behind the Recheal. So many people know you as the Obangaina, song of the, I don't know, that song is all over the globe, the millennium, the legendary song. So we would love to know your childhood, your origin, your family, your siblings. People would love to know, to understand wakulira wa, wasomera wa. Yeah.
Like I said before, nazaliwa omwami Magoola Nicholas.
Okay.
Yali musomesa wa science.
Okay.
N'omukyala yali member of parliament wa Iganga district.
Okay.
Beatrice Magoola, zira bamuzaale be banzaala. Taata yawummula mangu nga tukyali bato, maama n'atukuza. Kyeva olaba nti amaanyi gaffe gonna tusinga kwogera Lusoga kubanga twakula ne maama mubakojja ebugweri
Okay.
Ndi mwiddukulu wa omugenzi Reverend Chimbugwe ye n'alambaire Kanyinima.
Okay.
Ku luuyi lwa maama n'aba omwiddukulu ow'ekitiibwa Siraba Muzaale eyali Menna wa Bugweri, eyali Secretary General wa Busoga Kingdom, ate yavaawo yafuga ku amasaza abiri ery'Ebugweri n'ery'Ekigulu. Bwe yavaawo yafuuka ne yali omu ku bannayuganda abasooka mu Parliament ya Uganda.
Wow.
Mu mwaka 1945.
Wow.
We yayingirira mu Parliament. So dada wange Reverend Chimbugwe yatambuza okuzimba amakanisa mu kyalo ky'Ebugwera wona era yazimba amakanisa 17 from nothing.
Wow.
Kakolagana n'abantu ng'ali Mapamba yali Maido yazimba amakanisa.
17 churches.
He built 17 churches.
Oh, interesting.
So in brief, that's really my background.
Okay. Are you siblings?
Twazalibwa abaana 12 abandi baawumula. Right now tuliwo abaana 7. Mukulu waife Hilda Byachika atyama Nairobi, menze namwirako kwairako Esther, kwaira ku Hannah akola Rwanda, kwaira ku Pastor Joel Magoola, kwaira ku David Muzaale, kwaira ku Jackie Muzaale. She's a physician in Canada.
Wow, interesting. Rachel, we've known you as omuntu atambuddeko ennyo, omuntu asomye. Would want to know your education background. Gye wasomera.
In primary school, twatandikira oba tuzalira Gaba. When my parents nga basomese Gaba TTC. That's very, very young. Twaja Bwalasi. Twakulira Bwalasi nga abazaire be batumye to teach in Bwalasi. And we were there, P1 Nambulu Primary School. And I think then we moved again to Kabwangasi TTC. Our parents were moved again. Twaje Kabwangasi TTC, and that's why we were P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. Basala watutwala boarding school. Me and my late sister Martha. Batutwala Kamonkoli Girls School. Kamonkoli Girls School. So I was there P6 and P7. And then I joined Toro Girls School for Senior 1 and 2. And then moved to Namasagali College.
Exactly.
Senior 3, Senior 4, Senior 5, 6. And then I went to Kaliro National Teachers College. I trained as a teacher of English and music.
Interesting.
And then went back to teach in Namasagali. After that, I went to Chambago University to do my bachelor's of, at the time, secondary education. I didn't complete for some reasons. I'll tell you later.
Okay, we shall discuss.
And then at the time, I started working with my mom. She established a school, Menyazira Muzari Primary School. It had been running since 1989. But yeah, it is still there. But we have transited from a primary school into a teacher training college,
technical school,
and now as a vocational secondary school. Yeah, that's where we are now.
Interesting. So you talked about doing music, studying music and all that. So how did you start? When did you start singing?
Oh, well, singing I started very early because our parents were teachers and they loved music. Our father was a music teacher and a science teacher. So when he trained us early, he would give us like lessons at home, how to play a recorder, how to read music at about 8 years old. And so when we joined, I started singing in P2.
Oh, which year was this? 1990.
My goodness, I can't remember. So many years ago.
So many years ago.
So I started primary 2, and then I joined the choir at about 7 years old.
A church choir or a
school choir?
School choir, okay.
School choir, and I started singing at about 8 years old.
Wow.
So I was singing in the choir, standing up tall, because I'd been given exposure to music very early. So I was in the choir all those years. And all through primary, we were the ones doing the games, we were the ones singing, we were always the ones on stage entertaining, the competitions. So our early childhood was really very musical and very playful. We got the full range of playing. You know, in schools where there are many teachers and many families, we used to like have the whole campus of kids in the football field, doing all kinds of games. Hide and seek, tapo, relays. You know,
Dulu.
We played so much.
Interesting.
I remember like 6:30, parents would be coming, Mukomeweka, what you want to play that one more round?
Yeah. You're winding up for the day.
So that was a really, really fun time with the Biakika family, with the Okello family, with the Damba family, with the Kidimo family. We had so much fun as children.
So as a child, definitely you picked the music from there. Now we want to know this music that really, when people go to know you, the Obangaina, the Afrigo band. How did you join the Afrigo band? We've seen you doing so many live performances with Afrigo band. How did you get into there? Who inspired you, basically?
Well, I mean, to sing on stage, I was inspired right from childhood because our parents were singers and musicians. They were Nyoza singers. You know. So from the start, we really wanted to sing. But I remember I saw a video of Diana Ross doing Upside Down. Like, I have to be like that woman. And then I saw Bongo Love. You remember that woman? She was a disabled singer from Congo.
Yes.
She was beautiful. I was like, I have to sing.
Very beautiful voice.
And then I saw Tina Turner. I was like, I have to sing. So since childhood, my dream to be on stage singing was already formed at that early age. And by the time I finished my senior 4, I'd started writing songs.
Interesting.
And I remember when we were in Namasagari in A-level, I used to sing to a guitar with now Dr. Ebony Quinto, what's with World Health Organization. He used to like accompany me on keyboard and on piano and on guitar and would sing. And I remember one holiday I went to Father Wynand in Nikamuli. He used to have like brass bands. They used to train kids to play brass music, and I went and played with the boys there, the band. I remember forgetting the names of the other boys, but I went there and we played some of my songs. So I constantly wanted to sing, and then
so at that time you had written some songs.
Yes, I had written some songs, and I remember the very first one I'd written and had played a bit with Ebony Quinto was "And You Can't Live Without It. Baby, you can't stay without it. You can't lead a straight life without love." And one day, many years later, I was surprised to find a couple, a wedding. They walked in on that song. I'm like, whoa, that got somewhere. It was so good to see.
Wow, that's nice.
And then, of course, eventually after senior 6 and then went to teaching, after I finished my diploma, as a teacher, that's when I told Mom, I really want to join a band. And by then she was like, okay, you're old enough. I came to Kampala and I tried to join the Ebonies, but I didn't quite fit. And then I was walking on the street I don't know what that street is, just below the National Theatre. And my cousin Olivia Namubiru, I met her and she was like, you really plan it? I was like, I want to join na sisagaddeyo. So yeah, waliwo bandi ennene bagita Afrigo. Lwaki togenda osaba Afrigo? Bakuba munnange. This is way back, 1989.
What was your experience with the Ebonies?
I didn't. I watched the show and I didn't stay.
You didn't stay?
I just didn't stay. I just watched and left. So I looked for Afrigo and then I found that the director was James Wasula. I went to him. He used to work in the coffee marketing board. So I went to him and I said, my name is Recheal. I come from Busoga. I write songs. I can dance. I can choreograph and all that. He said, okay. Wow. And I went to Chibuli And I met Moses and I told him what I told James. And he said, okay, jump Monday rehearsal. I was like, yes. Yeah. So I joined Afrigo. That's how I joined. We started
Which year was this, if you can remember?
1989.
1989.
And the first show on stage was in Gaba. Okay. Remember how our Kala Matendo was Gaba. And that my first show was Easter 1989.
Oh, okay.
In Gaba. And I remember shocked. The amount of people that were there. Wow. It was a sea of heads.
It was your first stage show?
It was my first stage with Afrigo.
With Afrigo, oh.
So the rest is history.
That's
when I started singing with Afrigo. And we did Kuku Sangana. We did That You Can't Live Without It. Those are the first songs that I recorded with Afrigo.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
And then started picking up, doing more music along the way. Bakulimba, we did that, and then at some point in about 1991, that's the first time that Afrigo was invited to go to the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And I was like, okay guys, we're traveling. If you can travel, say so now, or never talk again. I said, I am traveling. And I remember I had a show. I was going to do exams in Chambogo. Okay. And I was like, pingy, what do I want to do? Exams. I said, nah, I'm going to London. So I traveled with the band and in 1991. We went to London, and very amazing experience because there were so many Ugandans there who loved Afrigo. They showed up in droves.
Wow.
And I remember that first show, lines were like around the Stratford Old Town Hall. Wow. People wanted to get in and they couldn't. It was huge. So I don't remember, I came back and tried to do my exams, and had been discontinued. Yeah, I left the exams. I said, by then to go and sing and not do exams was like, wow, how dare you.
Get retakes.
I didn't have retakes. I was the best student in my class. Really? So I was doing music English.
So you were just discontinued?
But I was discontinued for absconding from the course because I went with the band. Yeah.
So you chose the other path?
I chose to go performing. I was an adult then. And I knew I could do supplementary exams when I came back.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But I think at the time, no one thought singing and performance was more important than writing an exam. Okay. So it felt like I had absconded, which was sad. And in the same way, like I said, I was on stage out of curiosity. I went home from Toroghouse. I was going home for fees. And there was a band playing at the sports club in Bali. And I really wanted to sing. I went and sang with them. And somebody saw me and told the school I was expelled from Toroghouse. That's how I joined in Amasagali. But you know, many times when they say I joined a school that was in my lane in terms of promoting the arts in talent and everything. I went to the right place. Okay. So that is the story. Okay. Here we are now.
Yes, Rachel. Yeah. Well, we know you have so many hit songs. Emali, Obangaina, Mugatigwambata, so many. So I want to actually talk about this Obangaina song because I think everyone knows the song, be it the kids. We grew up in that era whereby this song was a hit everywhere. But before we talk about the song, give us a cappella at least. On your newest song, and we hear that sweet voice of yours.
Oh my God. Disco. Edemisana kulwa Margaret. Wamala ekitiibwa mu makago kulwa Margaret. Obangaina.
Obangeyo. What's the meaning of Obangaina?
Obangaina is a Lula Mojurugwele word which says, where were you? Obangaina.
Where were you?
Yeah. Where have you been? Yeah.
I'm home, you're with Margaret.
Yeah, exactly.
The kid is sick, you're with Margaret.
You disrespect your family with Margaret. You don't care of your children. Don't take care of your children because of Margaret. And so that song is about infidelity. Okay. And yeah.
Okay. Emali, Amani Resort. My name is Recheal Magoola.
Ah.
Yes.
You got
now,
me.
I grew up.
I
grew up when I was a kid. People never used to call me Recheal. They used to call me Obangaina, Magoola.
Oh.
That's what they call me. So most of my friends
goodness.
and family would be like, Recheal Magoola. I'm like, hey, you guys, I'm so happy. It's my first time to meet you and I'm really excited. I'm so happy. I've been seeing you on stages, singing. I've been attending Afrigo band, seeing you on TV. I'm like, wow, this beautiful woman. God should bless me one day and I meet her.
Here we are.
So I want to talk about Emali. What does Emali mean? This song is a hit. When you go to functions, it has to play.
Now, I had friends from Teso.
Okay.
And one time they played Emali in the car.
Okay.
And I thought that was really, really unique music.
Yeah.
It sounded so beautiful. And I said, guys, I have to cover this song. And so I took it to Moses and I said, Moses, listen to this. This is really special. And he agreed with me. He said, wow, this is good.
Very good.
And at the time, folk songs are public domain, so we didn't think anything of it. When we went to London, we recorded it in London in, I think, 92.
Wow. And
amazingly, what we felt about that song is what everybody feels. Someone called me from Fort Portal at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
I said, Rachel, listen. They were playing Emali in a nightclub in Fort Portal.
Jesus Christ.
And when we travel, that's one of the songs that get everybody going, whether they know what he's saying or not. So musically, it's a very powerful song. Many years later, almost 20 years, somebody comes to me and says, I know who wrote that song. I said, no, really? I said, yeah. Because I don't understand Iteso. My Iteso friends wrote the words phonetically.
Okay.
So I learned it rote.
Okay.
And I crammed it.
Okay.
So I can't really speak Iteso.
Interesting.
And so I learned it that way, rote method, and recorded it. And in 20 years later, somebody's telling me somebody actually wrote that song. It's not a folk song. It's an original composition by a gentleman called Atude. From Kumi.
Oh.
And because you don't know the song, you don't understand the language, those words are actually in the song. I even say them.
What?
I'm like, Atude. That name is in there.
Yeah.
In one of the lines at the beginning. And I'm like, oh my God, who is this guy?
Wow.
So they were organizing Teso nights in Chireka, I think. And one time they brought him. Yeah, I went and met him with his group.
Oh, that club in Chireka, I know.
Yes.
On rooftop.
And they played Emali original on the Akogo and everything. And I sang with the old man. Unfortunately, we didn't get a recording of that. It was not the times when everybody had a phone and TikTok. I don't have it. So my plan now is that I have to find time and go to Kumi and meet this gentleman and do a proper recording with him.
Maybe we can do
it's
that.
It's my plan. We have to have all the sound. Go
and
do a traditional recording in its real setting with the original Atude.
Wow.
That's my plan. I hope I can do it sooner than later.
Oh, sooner than later. Oh, that's interesting. Today, if you're watching this show, we're actually coming for you.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do.
Yeah, anyway, Recheal, the public would also wish to know, will music, politics, what inspired you to get to politics as a politician?
Yeah, politics. How do I get into politics? I joined politics out of anger.
What?
Yes, I'll tell you how it happened.
Okay.
My mother was a member of parliament for Iganga district. She's the woman MP there for 10 years. And then the political landscape changed. Some lady she used to compete with
your mom?
Contest with, lost to her both times. went to court and said mom didn't have the documents. Mom won the case because she was a teacher for 40 years. How would she be a teacher without documents? A principal of a teacher training college? Really? Anyway. And then this lady did not pay the courts, the costs. Mom said, I'm not going to charge her anything, but she needs to take care of the costs of the court. And the courts arrested her because she failed to pay. And she used those documents and went in the community and said, you see this woman, she arrested me. Now she wants this amount of money. And then she basically lied to a whole community.
What?
And the community believed her.
Eh?
And she contested using the lies and actually won.
What?
Yes, she won the election.
That's sad.
That is sad.
Sad.
And then she joined parliament and did nothing for the community. She paled completely in comparison to what my mom was doing for the community. Now this is when I get really angry.
I'm also angry, by the way.
I said to myself, you cannot blindfold vulnerable people of the community with lies. You actually win and do nothing. That's how I joined politics. I thank her, by the way. I really do, because she inspired me. That anger inspired me to join politics.
Wow.
And the first election, I lost.
To Wigweri or to Busoga?
No, it was still Iganga.
Iganga. Oh, it was still Iganga.
Yeah,
Okay.
I lost.
Okay.
But the county where mom comes from voted for me overwhelmingly. Okay. And within 1 year after that election, a district of that county was formed. And I said, wow,
interesting.
This is a sign.
It's
so
a calling.
I contested in Bugweri, and I became their first woman
MP. Wow.
So that's how I joined politics. Wow. Inspiration. Anger.
Let me tell you, some people come into our lives and they really tend to destroy it, but actually they are giving us a lesson.
They've opened a way.
Yeah, they've opened a way.
And I thank you. I know sometimes when I say this, you get really mad, but I thank you.
How is politics so far?
The politics I thought I knew when I was trying to get in turns out to be not what I thought. The generations have changed. The mindsets of the communities have changed. That's why I guess you see the government keeps coming, mindset change. Mindset change. Wanting to go back to where a community understood what leaders are and what their responsibilities are.
Okay.
It's very challenging right now because a leader, a member of parliament, their job is legislative and oversight.
Okay.
You legislate, you appropriate money from the central reserve to the different districts for the different allocations, education, roads, medical, all that. And then the oversight role is to see that the money that is sent is actually doing what it's supposed to do. That's the oversight role we play.
Okay.
But it somehow along the way, after my mom's term, something changed fundamentally, that the community look at you as the social service.
Yes, I get the point.
So the member of parliament will do funerals every day, will take people to hospital, will buy ambulances, will have a full house of visitors, each with a need, personal need, not community need.
Okay.
So that is overwhelming.
Very much.
It's not affordable, but you have to do it because they're your people. They need this service.
Exactly.
So the members of parliament have at the gap, they're filling the gap of service to the community. They've taken over some jobs that the government should do. And that is overwhelming.
All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back, and we know Recheal as a philanthropist, as she has been talking. We need to understand she has done so many projects, so many other different things that we're going to talk about in our next show. Thank you. Keep on the show.
Equity Bank Uganda Limited is proud to sponsor this year's edition of the UK East Africa Business Summit. Come and meet our leading experts and business analysts as you explore the right financial solutions for your global ambitions. Join us on the 6th of September 2024 from 9 a.m. at the Mayfair Hotel on Stratton Street in London as we accelerate global growth through partnerships. Register for the UK East Africa Business Summit today on www.ukafricasummit.uk. The UK East Africa Summit is proudly brought to you in collaboration with Equity Bank Uganda Limited. Equity Bank Uganda Limited, your listening caring partner. Equity Bank Uganda Limited is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Mukulike nnyo abawagizi baffe abalabi baffe abaku Zubair TV mugendere ddala ku page yaffe eya Zubair TV, like the channel, comment, subscribe and also follow us. We are back for our second session with our beautiful amazing lady, Hon Recheal Magoola. So we winded up, we wanted to know Recheal as a philanthropist. However, I want us to go back a little bit.
Okay.
To the journey of Afrigo Band, the people you met, are they still there? Are you still shooting with them or singing with them? The challenges that you met. Besides the challenges, of course, you also got some good things out of Africa, because most of us got to know you through Afrigo Band.
Right.
So, yeah, the journey.
Well, Afrigo has been quite a roller coaster journey.
Okay.
That I must say. I joined when I could hardly speak Luganda. Okay. Because I was from Buzuka. And so it was so funny. Every time I spoke, everyone would just die, don't laugh. And so I would insist to speak English. Because Lusoga, they didn't know. Okay. Luganda, I was just funny. So, and I joined a group which was already at the height.
Established, yeah.
Very established, very professional singers, very good singers.
Yeah.
There's being professional when you're not good.
Yes, they're really good.
They were really good. I found Juanita Kalwalia was already there, Moses Matovu, Charles Sechanzi, the instrumentalists like Mwambala. Okay. I'm forgetting some names, but they were highly professional. And I think for me to join a highly professional group, I started head first in the deep end. And I always felt not up to it, not up to the standard. I struggled a lot to try and really fit in and be the kind of artist that I needed to be at the level, which in a way is an advantage because you learn and you learn fast. And then I was speaking in not a language everyone knew. I was singing Lusoga. I brought Ateso. Okay. I was like the odd man out. But the advantage of that is that when the Muteso had their music, they joined Afrigo. Wow. Because before, it was a very Luganda affair. Yes. When I started singing Lusoga, every Musoga wanted to see Afrigo because they were singing their music.
Yeah, true.
So that was a plus to the group. For me, it was a plus to join a professional group. And so we gelled together because Moses was exploring really for a performing group that is already on top to start playing all these from nowhere, from out of the world languages was an experiment and it worked very well.
It really did.
But the challenge was that because I was singing in a language that very few people understood, it took me 10 years to be recognized, really recognized.
10 years?
10 years. Because I joined in 1989 and it took 10 years to play a song that took over the whole country. Wow. Before I'd done all these Bakulimba, all these other songs, Kukusangana, many songs I'd written and played with the band. But to be recognized nationally happened after 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, in this industry, people easily give up along the way. They do something and they don't feel it's moving and they pull out.
I did not join for recognition.
Okay.
I joined for the passion for the music.
Okay.
I enjoyed performing. I enjoyed to write songs. I enjoyed to sing. I did it because I love the craft.
Okay.
It's only nowadays that I see and I'm like, wow, God was good to us to have joined music for the passion, not the recognition.
Okay.
Now, if you join for the recognition, 10 years, can you wait?
You can't wait.
You cannot.
You can't wait.
That's why you see people come 3 months. When one
leave.
song plays 1 month, they lose spirit, they lose steam. They want quick returns.
Yeah.
Today I'm nobody, tomorrow I want to be a celebrity. And you're like, come on.
10 years is a roller coaster.
You need to work. You work. You invest time. You invest your talent. You invest your whole spirit in building something. That's why Afrigo is going to be 50 years next year, and we'll still pull a crowd because we invested our souls in it. It's a passion, and when you love something the way, and even the people who see you, who watch you, love it back with the same passion. Our fans are about over 4 generations.
Yes, true.
The children will start like old people's music. Then when they are 15, 16, together
By
the time they are 30.
It's full. So next year, you say next year you're celebrating 50 years?
50 years of Afrigo.
Oh,
I've been with them 33, but the band started 50 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we work for the passion, and I hope that's what everybody should do in any job. Be it media, be it a sports person, be it a cook, anything that you do, you have to do it with passion to be able to benefit from it the way you can. When you need to pay attention to that, to detail, to quality, to service. You have to, because you perform to serve, as entertain a community, teach a community through the music. So that is what you need to do in any job. To serve.
Wow.
To service a passion that you have.
Interesting.
The returns will always come.
That's good. Thanks for that bit of advice.
Yes.
It's really, really nice. Well, we're still talking about, before we came back to Afrigo, Recheal as a philanthropist. Recheal has grown up in a very rich family.
Rich?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well-to-do.
I don't know about
we want
that.
to know, where did you get the heart to come out and start helping the poor, taking back kids to school, building houses for the old age? I mean, putting out your heart out there for the community to endeavor that everyone is blessed, everyone has a cup of tea, everyone has a meal on the table. Where did you get the passion and the heart?
First of all, correction.
Okay.
Not rich family.
Oh.
Hardworking family.
Okay, hardworking family.
That is more like it, because my parents were teachers. Teachers have never earned more than less than. Most fact, teachers are some of the worst paid civil servants. The civil servants in this country. So my parents struggled a lot to put us through school.
Good schools.
We struggled, but because they were teachers, they focused on the quality of education of their children, because they know that a foundation is everything. And we did go to good schools. And I mean, if you go to Namasagari, you go to Tororo Girls, you're going to good schools. That we have to thank them.
Yeah, sure.
And so we grew up in an average family.
Okay.
With people who earn a salary. I have to be grateful for that. Because there are families who the only way they get money is go to the garden, dig, wait for the harvest, get the harvest. Sometimes the weather has failed and they haven't, instead of 2 acres, instead of getting 10 bags, they get a basin and they have needs as a family.
Yeah.
So I have to be grateful that I had salaried parents. Yes, my grandfather would be considered in their time rich. Because he was one of the people who first drove a car. He used his salary to take amazing numbers of students to school. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather.
Oh, okay.
So in his position as a chief, he gave to his community. He's responsible for most of the elite from his community went through his hands.
Wow.
He had a hand in their education,
Oh,
or advised to make sure they went to school. So he's remembered for that. At the beginning of term, there will be a truck with kids going to Nabumali, Buddo, Gayaza.
And it was his truck.
And it was his money doing this, putting all these people through school.
Wow, wow.
That's why when Mom was almost retired, she started a school in his name, Menyazira Bamzali Primary School.
Oh, okay.
It was a private school, one of the first in Iganga.
Okay.
And it produced some of the best students in this country, Menyazira Bamzali Primary School. And when I finished school, I also started supporting her in the work with the school. And along the way, she joined politics, and she used to give scholarships to young people to go to school in reflection of who her father was. And I think I learned that from my mother, to give back. And before I even joined politics, I've had children in school, because the eldest, I've been in parliament for 2 years, but the eldest child that I've been taking care of since nursery is now in senior 5.
Wow.
In Jipra.
Jeez.
I have kids that I picked up. Most of them I started with in nursery, and now they're in senior 3, 2, 1, P6, P5. There's a baby in primary, she's in top class now. Her mother died delivering her.
Oh, dear.
She bled to death because there was no transport to take her to the hospital. She had the child in a rural center too, and she started bleeding and they couldn't handle it. The only transport that was there was a boda boda, and of course, shaking a bleeding woman, she just bled out. And that's how I bought the first ambulance.
Okay.
Because I went to this funeral, and the woman had left 10 children, and she had died because she was on a boda boda, being taken to the referral hospital. I said to myself, no, this is just not right. That's how I bought the first. I called the car dealer. I said, do you have anything that fits a bed? And he said, let me see. I said, okay, that one is what we're going to get. And we brought it to Katwe. They put the stretcher. We put the light, put the word ambulance to Bugweri.
Oh dear, that was.
And that's how we started. She's called Magoola. She took my name because I took care of her all through.
Oh, the baby.
The baby, milk, everything.
Interesting.
And now I've put her into boarding school. She's in top class.
Top class. Oh.
I think that's the youngest. The rest time, P3, P2, P5, around there. I've got so many kids, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Oh, wow, that was so beautiful of you.
So we've been lucky that we got good education. We have succeeded as a family. And whatever I do, I've done out of nowhere. There are 5 kids, and the dad, who is a young man of 32, died. So I said, okay, where's the school? There's a school here? Okay, take all of them.
Wow.
So you put those there. They start. You go somewhere, you find somebody that's died, left young people. Okay, there are how many? 2. Okay, put them there. In fact, I was putting all of them in boarding school until one day, 2 little ones disappeared from home. They had come home for holidays. They were staying with me at Mom's house in Iganga. They woke up one day and they just wanted to go home. They were missing their family. And the maid was saying her prayers, and the kids walked out of the gate. For 3 days, we were in the bush thinking they had been sacrificed or something. Until I told one of my coordinators, I said, can you go and check the home and just in case they're there? Because we couldn't tell them, we can't see the kids before we find them. So my coordinator, he's called Abe, he went to the home. It was one of my coordinators who passed on and left the really young girl. And he found them
playing,
skipping a rope. After I'd been with the police for 3 days looking for them. That's when I said, no more. You don't take children out of their environment. They miss their family.
Okay.
So that's when I started putting them in schools close to where they come from.
Okay.
I just kept the ones who were already in boarding school, and that's when I stopped taking to boarding school. So yeah, they are all into the whole spectrum of the school system have kids now. But then somehow I can't remember how the teenage mother thing started, but every time now, as in politics, campaigning and things, everywhere you sat, you saw a young girl with a baby. And at first I used to think it's girl carrying sister, and then there were mothers, teenagers.
Teenage mothers.
I was like, oh my God, this is bad. I went to a funeral one day. The funeral was over, but I went to pay my respects to the family. And so we sat and we waited and waited. And then I asked this guy, who are the people we've come to see? She was sitting right there. A child had lost a child. Oh my God. I was like, you cannot, this is the mother?
Wow.
It blew my mind. And then I started seeing little girls, when they get pregnant and they get married off, they'll be in a busuti. So in a group of women, sometimes you can't see that that's a child. So I sent out my team, my women counselors, to go and find out how big is this problem. And we were shocked. Every village, 30.
What? Teenage mothers?
Teenage mothers. The last count was 4,000.
Jesus. Really?
Yeah. So we had a meeting. I have friends in the US. There's a lady called Bhavani. She was one time the world's best teacher. She won the award for best teacher. And we met in the US, and then she started visiting the school when we were training teachers. And she would give us, skills training, development for the students. When she retired, she said, what more can we do? What else can we do? So I told her about the teenage mothers. And she mobilized her friends, and we met them. That day we got 58 teenage mothers with their babies, and we got 30 teenage fathers. This equation has got two people losing out. We forget. When a young man makes a young child makes a young child pregnant, he also drops out of school.
Really?
He also drops out of school because he will be arrested or something. They also run away from home.
Yes.
Not to take the consequences of having made the other pregnant.
Sure.
So the boy child, we are forgetting them. Many times we focus on the girls. But the boys also have a problem. They drop out of school, they go and start riding border borders. Then they can't look after the baby. They can't acknowledge the child because they have no resources. That is already a vulnerable person also. So anyway, we met them and we decided that we were going to start taking them back to school in phases. And we started with 12.
12 mothers?
12 mothers. So we bring them to our school because then we don't struggle too much with costs. They'll be on basically like a scholarship. And we buy them everything because in the village they have nothing.
Yeah, true.
To bra, to panty, to socks, shoes,
pads,
uniform, everything. And beddings. And then we decided to bring the babies as well. Because the babies.
That's what I was actually going to ask. The babies.
The babies, we have a nanny. So in the morning, you deposit the baby with the nanny. At 6, you do community work. You go back into real school. Then at 6 in the evening,
the real curriculum or just
real
handy?
Real curriculum. They've gone back to senior 1.
Senior 1.
Yes. So that has been running now since the beginning of this year.
I thought probably it would be like a vocation, like learning how to plait hair.
We are doing all that because in Uganda now, very theoretical education is not going to support anyone. There's no jobs. You have to have more skills than one. So we're doing vocational. We have partnered with like a bakery, and they go there once a week and do bakery. Or tailors, they go there once a week and they get some basics. So we're just still building the vocational side for it to be internal. So we are partnering with neighbors,
different people
who do these things.
would help. Yeah.
That's how we are doing the vocational side. And so far so good. We lost one when the boyfriend saw her in stockings. And when she went home, have a toothache, the baby's sick, but the thing we know, they're back together. It was very disheartening. So but we replaced her and replaced another. We replaced 3 who went and chose marriage over school.
Yeah, those challenges are there.
It happens.
It happens. So how many so far do you have at hand? Teen mothers, teen fathers?
There are 12, first group.
12 so far?
There are 12.
Okay, I thought you've been adding more.
Next year. The budget is too high. What I'm starting to see is that not all of them want to go back to formal education.
Okay.
So we're going to have to organize skills development in the community, not get them out of the community into a boarding school setting. I think it's too much of a shock. So we have fingers crossed. We're pushing them up to senior 4 and then get them into a skilling program. But we're not so sure. We're struggling with it. But we thank God it's moving. They're in school. They're happy. The kids are happy.
I've also heard you're building boreholes for the community.
Oh, that one, yes. Yeah. I found that the water coverage in my constituency was less than 40%.
Wow.
So we partnered with Nile Humanitarian Agency. I visited them and requested for their support to improve water coverage in my constituency. Okay. In 2 years so far, we've sunk 140.
Wow.
It's moved from 40% to about 67%.
That's good.
So we're good.
You're good to go.
And then somebody else introduced me to Allied Muslim Youth Uganda. Okay. And I spoke to them. I said, my community has so many needs. I don't know what you can do. And we got guests from the US, Muslim Alliance, USA. That day we just moved, the whole county. We just moved to see, met teenage mothers, old women, vulnerable people. We visited infrastructure schools, medical centers, things like that. And they left. And for a whole year, I was like, what happened here? Next time I saw them, trucks of equipment to construct 4 houses for widows. Wow. And we did the beautiful 1-bedroom, sitting room, bathroom houses.
I think we may need to go there and capture all these things.
Yeah, I have photographs of that if you want, but we can go and visit and you hear it from the horse's mouth. The people who have benefited from that program. So it's impossible to do things yourself. And I've learned the power of partnership. Reach out to people who can access resources and show them where the resources can go. That is how I work.
Interesting. All right. Thank you so much for keeping yourself on the show. On the spot, Recheal Ogwang is my name. Keep tuned in. We are still coming back for our next session. Thank you. I'm still with your one and only Hon Recheal Magoola. Thank you.
Kati omukristaayo wagamba nti tunywa omusaayi gwa Yesu. Kyava mu mikolo egyo. Ogwo omusaayi ogwavanga mu bakyala abo bali bava gino baba 8 baba 9 abedda abasajja baagunywanganga okufuna obulamu obutagwawo. Yes, ogwo omusaayi ogwo naye gwali bava gino. Kati zino rights ndikuwa history owedda ng'omusajja tanaba kuwamba.
Ebigambo biri bye boogera
omusaayi gwa Yesu biki. Era ne kwogera ku Yesu, Kristo eyasooka yali mukyala. Era oyo Kristo yali Isis, abasinga mumanyi oyo demu yali Isis, yali katonda wa Misiri. Tukugirayo eby'omunda n'otegeera Ensibuko yo ngwe tutuuse naye tulaga kitabando fenna tuyige Zubair TV.
Abalabi baffe abalungi ab'oku Zubair TV mwebale kwekumira ku TV yaffe, mwebale kwekumira ku channel zaffe. Tulina program ez'enjawulo nnyingi nnyo omuli Ensibuko, omuli Jenvudde, omuli program nyingi nnyo eziri ku Zubair TV. Genda bugenze ku channel yaffe subscribing o liking o commenting. Ate abana bayagala okweyongera Recheal Magoola nga bulina ebibuuzo mwagala omubuuza mubiteeke mu comment section, nja kumukomyawo anytime bw'anaaba tuwadde program. So tukyali naye, tukyali kwogera ku bintu bingi nnyo ebyenjawulo, naye tugenda kusooka atuwemu akapera, atuyimbiremu akayimba kasinga okwagala.
Abayiga obwende busete nina ebibono ebirungi ebyokwega. Mu kano akazaano ka love competition lakeeri mbasingako obwevu. Enamba y'abakazi abanoonya obufumbo ekasinga ey'amali obungi. Kale weesunangako omwami bw'akusuulamu omulamwa n'akuleeta mu nduye. Ku lw'okusikiriza omwami akwete maama w'abaana, oba awanaaba kwolweza bw'akusiima n'omusiima tomuwaga ku maama nweza kindaazi tofa kuboogera akazaano keefuge.
That's a very beautiful song. It has a nice message.
Yes, it is telling about what you need to do to be relevant in your relationship.
Okay.
In this case, marriage. But in that case, it was the political marriage. Because when you're being selected as a leader, you are supposed to be in the marriage with your community. You're the leader, you've been selected. So what's your relevance? So that's why I keep saying, bandeta mugati gwa bateka zendini doze yo gumya maka.
Okay.
I'm slow but sure. Much nechintu this superpower.
Superpower wafe, Honorable. So, Honorable, the last segment we wanted to know, how are you sustaining? What measures are you taking to sustain all these projects, the food program, the borehole setups, and all that? What measures are you using?
Well, for instance, the boreholes, the first thing when we talk to the community, we tell them, we're giving you this borehole.
Okay.
It is yours. Because when we are done, we're moving elsewhere. We're not going to come back here.
Yeah.
So we've encouraged them to create a committee.
Okay.
If anything breaks, they have to collect
Funds.
from among the community contributions each to repair whatever is broken.
Okay.
But also the organization comes back to check on the communities, because sometimes what breaks is so big that the community can't do it. They come back and maintain and repair whatever is really big. So in that way, we support. And then like I said, with the schools program, the Teenage Mothers Go Back to School program, we are working in partnership with Connect Teach USA. Friends donate money. We also, as Recheal, put more, whatever the gaps are, and we see that the program runs successfully. Fingers crossed, we need to keep raising money to put more girls through school. And I call upon partners out there. I would appreciate clothes for them. If you can collect some clothes for the babies or toys. Many times people outgrow their toys. So I'll appreciate anything you can send me. I'll collect if you tell me. Come, I have a bag of toys here. My kids are grown up.
Okay.
I'll appreciate that. Sustainability is not easy.
Yeah, true.
And of course, most of the time, what I can't do from donations, I have to do from my own pocket.
Own pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously people will definitely see this video. When someone has something to offer to you, clothes like you had said, where would they find you? Where would they reach out to?
I think the best thing to do is to send me a message on my Facebook page, or to send a WhatsApp on 0787 578 999. That's my WhatsApp. I would really appreciate your support.
Interesting. Okay, the public definitely would wish to know the legacy of Recheal Magoola. Yeah.
Wow, what does that mean?
Your legacy, I mean, how should I explain that?
How do I want to be remembered?
Yes, to be reminded.
I think I'm a teacher. That's my legacy.
Okay.
everything I do, through my songs, through what I do, I try to teach people what I know. And hope that what I know becomes part of your lives as well. I hope you can pick the good, don't take the bad. I hope you can pick the good that you see in me and replicate it somewhere. Give a hand if you can. Because in this world, all you are remembered for is the things you did, not the things you had.
True.
However big your house is, if you don't support somebody, that house will be sold, and that is the end of it when you go. So I'd like to think that let's use relationships, even with people you don't know, who are not doing well. Let us support. Instead of building a big house, build a factory, because then you will employ the whole community.
Yeah, true.
Do a school, you'll educate the children of the community. I think in Uganda, we are losing that community spirit where we do things for the sake of supporting the next neighbor. I miss that because I grew up seeing it. My mother and her huge family, because our grandfather having been a chief, he had 77 wives.
Ooh.
All of them had kids.
Ooh.
Right now, I think we are
Oh my
245
God.
grandchildren. First line grandchildren.
Wow.
So can you imagine how? So the sense of family for me has been, you know, like, I love that because it keeps you together. Our parents loved each other. They visited each other. They were always there for each other. What they were, we try to emulate, but we haven't even gone half of how they were as a team. So as a family, we are trying to build that and get back what our parents did. And then teach it to our children to know that all you have is that sense of community, that sense of relationship. That is the richness of this world. Relationships, love, empathy,
Kindness.
the value system that kept Uganda the beautiful country that it is. If we don't do that and start behaving like we are, I don't think we can benefit much. And when all the politics is gone, all we have is our culture. Knowing who you are, where you come from, speaking your language. Because you can only propagate your culture through language, is the first cultural thing that you must have. Nowadays, my disappointment, a lot of kids can't speak their own languages. You find parent Musoga, wife Musoga, wife Musoga, kids are speaking English. What are you doing, parents out there?
Tell them.
English is just a language.
Yeah, true.
We just learn it. And I can learn French, I can learn German, I can learn Spanish. All those are languages. How can you learn all that and not learn your own? So please, parents out there, it adds no chepe. My kid speaks English, because that's what people are doing.
Yeah,
When I get a Luzungu, excuse me,
it's
it's a language. In the same way Luganda is a language, in the same way Lusoga is a language, in the same way Iteso is a language. So what are you saying? Are you saying English is superior? Yes, it's a good business language. Fine, let's learn it and do business. Or Swahili. But as a Musoga, yogero Lusoga muna. As a Muteso, Eyalamanyo. As a Northern Anacholi, Kopango. As a Munyankole, I don't know that one.
You know.
So, the value system of families needs to go back to the basics because we are losing it by forgetting. I mean, for instance, the Chitezi disaster. You would expect the whole country would be around Chitezi supporting people there. Some, and I appreciate the ones I've seen who have gone. Thank you so much. I've seen donations. Sheba was there, and somebody else. Spice Diana was there. Thank you. So that is the spirit we want to see. Togetherness, reaching out for somebody else's troubles. So my legacy,
That's it.
believe in who you are.
Going back to the music, we want to talk about your music symposium. You're trying to do something in music. Are you trying?
Oh, through Parliament. We set up a parliamentary forum for the creative industries. And in this forum, it's members of Parliament who have a passion for the creative economy. And what we're trying to do is look at the laws that exist. We repeal some, we amend some, because a lot of the laws that are for the creative economy are obsolete. They don't work in this day and age. Our biggest pain right now, especially me as a performer, as an artist, as a songwriter, as a teacher, people have forgotten that the creative economy is what makes the world go round. We think doctors do. Yes, it's okay. We need them. The teachers teach. Yes, they teach. But the creative people, this I tell people all the time, look at yourself from head to toe. Your hair, you have your stylist. Your eyes, if you wear glasses, somebody who knows how to design that beautiful glass you bought to look the way you do is a creative. The dress you're wearing is a fashion designer, is a tailor. The shoes, the phone you hold, the ringtones, the car you drive, all of that is the creative economy. And guess what? People think a singer, musiru dalada, a painter, musiru dalada, a fashion, and you're like, the food you eat is creative people who put it on your table, and you'll appreciate its taste. So Uganda, wake up. The new world is about creativity. Digital economies work with digital content creators. Innovative people.
Yeah, true.
Like I said, yes, we need the doctors, we need the teachers, they have their role.
And the world doesn't know that.
I'm telling them.
Yeah, better
So remember, so if your child wakes up one day and they really love to create beautiful clothes, encourage them. Build that talent which they have. They might become the best. They might become the Santa Anzos of Uganda, the Stella Atals of Uganda. You see?
Yeah.
So Brian's fashions. Those are creative people.
Yeah, true.
When you look in the world of film, we are seeing Sanyo TV, Sanyo Kwagala. That's Elena. She's a director of films. Nabuiso and her husband Matthew, who happened to be my cousins, by the way.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. So guys, creativity is the way to go. It's the new blue ocean that you think, you exhibit, you sell.
Okay. Oh yeah, Rachel, we talked about the Obangaina song, and we saw Waiki Benda repeated this song. Did you offer him the rights?
Oh yeah, Waiki Benda came to me. He requested to redo Obangaina, and he's quite creative. And I was like, I'd love to see a new version of that song. Wow. And so he came with his manager, and we talked through the terms, and he paid me some good money. Okay. And I said, go ahead. He went and did the song, and people like it. Yeah. So I was a chief guest at SOS in Kachiri, and they played Obangaina. And then all the kids were dancing and dancing. I said, okay, guys, who is the owner of this song? Waiki Benda. I was like, oh my God. I have a new generation of fans.
Oh, wow.
They know Waiki Benda. I said, no, it's not Waiki Benda, it's Recheal Magoola. It was so funny. But anyway, somebody else decided to pick up the song and recorded it, and even did a video. So I was doing my business, and somebody calls me in a radio in Ginger, says, Rachel, somebody has brought Obangaina here. He wants us to play it. I said, if it's not Waiki Benda, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then the next thing I know, he's on a TV station coming to Kampala trying to launch a video of Obangaina. And I said, I called the producer. I said, if you do, I'm going to see you to high heaven, because I've given the right to somebody else. So there's no way somebody has not asked for permission, just went ahead and recorded it. That's not how it works. And what is really sad is that when they stopped the TV program, he went on social media, started insulting me, that I'm curtailing talent. Talent? Go and do your own. Do your own. Yeah. But be respectful of other people's works.
He was not polite enough.
You have to ask for permission to use anything. That's how it works in this industry.
Okay.
When you create anything, you own the rights. And if the infrastructure works well, anytime a radio plays your song, they're supposed to pay through the Proper Rights Society. So I should be a multimillionaire just for Obangaina. I should be flying a plane, but I don't, because the copyright law in Uganda was very weak. We don't collect from the radio stations, TV stations out there, radio stations, people who copy on CDs, and when somebody has produced a work, it is their work. When you use it without permission, you are stealing. In the same way, somebody can go into somebody's garden and cut matoke. That's being a thief. So people, make the content creators earn their right.
Yeah, sure.
They own the right.
As we're winding up, let's talk about your album, Resilience. Then maybe you can say a word to your fans. Your album,
Resilience. I
yes.
recorded Resilience during COVID.
Okay.
And one of my favorite songs. Do you hear those birds outside? They are the background. In my bedroom, I listened to those songs and I did a song on a songbird. I love that. But anyway, it did so well in Europe that October last year, it was #1 on the trans-global charts.
Jeez.
And nobody knows that.
And the world doesn't know that.
I know. First of all, they are very cultural. They're very traditionally Ugandan sound.
Okay.
I did a song, I put a Mali on that album.
Okay.
I did a song, Kahirimbanyi taught me a song from the West. Another young man taught me, I learned Acholi.
Okay.
And I sang a very beautiful Acholi song. So I have songs from Mbale, Soga, North, West. It's a beautiful album.
Okay.
So if you want it, Amazon.com, go on there, you can download that music from there.
So when I'm downloading it, what do I have to put in? Resilience?
Resilience, Songs of Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Honorable, thank you so much for everything, for your time.
You're welcome.
For inviting us in your beautiful home. We would ask you to say your last words to your fans, your people, your parliamentarians. Yeah.
First of all, I just want to thank
your family.
My boss, Anita Mo. She's my boss. Thank you for keeping the house together. And all the members of parliament out there, thanks for being such wonderful colleagues. We have hard work to do, but I know we get to do it. And the members of the Parliamentary Forum for the Creative Economy, we are starting the ICR facility next week, where we have consultants coming in through the Bush Council to help us organize or improve our culture policy of Uganda. My fans, I don't even know what to say to you, because I'm who I am today because you have supported me, you have listened to my music, you have come to my shows, you have bought my music. I am a member of parliament because of you fans. Because when it comes to name recognition, I didn't have to do anything. Everybody said, oh, Obangaina, that's going to be our MP. And then my voters. I want to thank you so much for the relationship we have, because we have been working together. You've been patient with me. What I can do, I do. What I can't, I tell you I can't. And you say, but thank you so much for being there for me. Mwebali kumpagira, mwebali kukolera walala ninze, timu Obangaina mwena abagweri niwe timu Obangaina. Tukolere walala, tubone nga paka anda na mulala, tulikolera abagweri, tuzimba obugweri bwaife.
Yeah, sure.
Abatuenda, abatuwagire nga abembi. Artists out there, you're doing a great job. Don't give up. We as Parliament, we are trying to do our best to make sure that we create the infrastructure within which you can work. We can make the creative economy boom. That's my promise to you. Thank you so much for being our friends. Thank you so much for being in this world. God bless you. And thank you, Zubair TV.
Oh, thank you so much, Honorable. Abalabi baffe abalungi mwebale kwekumira ku Zubair TV paka wetukomekereza ne omukwano gwaffe mama waffe Honorable waffe omulungi ate atukikiridde ku district y'e Bugeri. Mwebale nnyo kwekumirako, tubagala nnyo. Thank you. Bye. Recheal Magoola is my name.